Hello, everybody. How are we doing? We have, you know what? I'm gonna realize I'm still monitoring my audio and it's like an echo in my ears. There we go. How's it going, guys? If I sound a little bit worse, it's because I am streaming from my laptop in California. I am so dedicated to bringing you the X-Wing craft that I'm going to be streaming at least a couple of games. I think we have 3 slated for this week alone for the 3-1-2 Team League playoffs. Let me know if you guys can hear the music. There should be some like background music playing a little bit. It's very kind of faint. Just if you can't hear that, I'll turn it up a little bit just to have some background track going on. But we've got ourselves a super exciting matchup here as we have game 1 of the series between Nafties and the Cobras. Nafties hosting the Cobras as the Cobras like snuck in barely at the end of the season with 5 straight boosts, losing the tiebreaker to the Cobras, who had the same record. So they missed the playoffs, and the Cobras snuck in their place. We've got Teddy Brosevelt, captain of the champion Meatbags from the Nickel City X-Wing, was at season 6 team, was past season. Super excited, though, to bring you guys some playoff X-Wing. We all love high-stakes X-Wing here. We've got Captain Andrew Oehler. Let me add the little C to his name versus Teddy Corona Brosevelt. Teddy Brosevelt, of course, iconically loving his Corona Light, any type of Corona, he is all in. Are we good with the music, by the way, guys? Can you hear it a little bit? Sunny California, I know it's beautiful today. It's supposed to rain actually the next couple of days. You are not going to see my face. Just I don't have a camera on this laptop, but you are going to see some X-Wing. Music is good. Cool. Thanks. Sounds good. Thanks. Be honest though, if it's like loud where it's near my volume, it doesn't. I definitely know it's not as loud as me. I can see the levels, but sometimes I'm surprised when I go back to listen to a recording. I'm like, wow, you can hear the music a lot louder than I thought. So I just whatever you guys are comfortable with. Honest feedback is good. We'll break down the list, though. I was about to do that and then realized that betting is not open yet. So I'm going to do that first. Open up the betting for you guys. See my betting profiles. Where are they? There we go. Streamlabs. There we go. Betting is open? Question mark. It says it is. Is there a delay in the chat? Cancel bets. Let's start over. Left or right. Betting is open. There we go. All right, so betting is now open. Let's go over the list here. Andrew Oehler bringing his Gorin list, but a new flavor as the Gorin list did get hit by the XWA Beta Points version 4 update. He has a whole upgrade. Then Mao's Monair. Mao's is a lot of fun to play, guys. At Initiative 3, which fits well with Gorin, of course, with that extra hit point and a shield upgrade there, with no escape, outmaneuver, and fuel injection override, which essentially allows Mao's, when doing a red booster barrel roll, to spend one of 2 non-recurring charges to do a 2-speed booster barrel roll instead. So you could do a sensitive controls 2-speed barrel roll, like a decloak kind of, or a boost. Or you could also do a focus 2-speed booster barrel roll, evade, whatever. He also can calculate evade with his ability. So anytime he evades, he gains a calculate token. Probably going to be doing that a lot because that's objectively the best thing to do with him in most cases. Then we've got these SL Karsabi, which is super exciting because this is the AMG Karsabi that a lot of us have not seen. So when you perform a reload action, the chosen upgrade recovers 1 additional charge, which is just insane. So you could just double reload your proton torpedoes. With prioritized weapon systems, before you engage, you may gain a strain token or remove a disarm token. Does have the focus white lock as well as slam into red target lock and slam into red reload and white reload. He's got protorps, you know what those do, and then saturation rockets. It's 4 recurring charges. Attack, spend 2 charges. If the defender is in your front arc, you may spend 1 additional charge to roll 1 additional attack die. Oh boy, it's already a 3 attack die gun at range 1 to 2. After this attack, you may spend 1 charge to perform this attack as a bonus attack against a different target at range 0 to 1 of the defender without paying the charge cost. Within an electronic baffle as well. Oh, jeez. Okay. I can't help but laugh sometimes reading some of this stuff. I'm like, what? That seems good. It's like fan fiction. You got Scimitar One. Scimitar One. After a friendly attacks, you can they can basically acquire a lock on the ship that is attacked. I don't even know if it has to be in the same ship. Yeah, on the defender. After a friendly ship in range 0 to 3 performs an attack, you may spend 1 charge, which is not recurring out of 2, to acquire a lock on the defender. Proton torpedoes as well, so double protorps in this list is filthy. Marksmanship, no escape, and ion bombs, and then Magna Tolvin for the coordinate, efficiency, self-efficiency, squad leader, ion cannon combo that we've seen a lot. All right, now on Tyler's side for the Cobras, as we're about getting ready to go. This is salvage mission, by the way. We got our commander, Poe Dameron, has heroic R4 Astromech and Predator ZZ to low with that advanced optics, or rather, yeah, advanced optics, ion missiles, heroic, and starboard slash ion missiles. Okay. And then we've got Zori Bliss with the plasma torpedoes, wartime loadout, dorsal, and marksmanship. Nimi Shireen, accidentally added a shield to Nimi there. Nimi is good for the lower initiatives as well, because Nimi is only initiative 2. And everything else on the list is initiative higher than Nimi. With HLC, no heroic. And then lastly, Merle Cobbin has Phosphere Paint and heroic. All right, it looks like we are underway here. Again, big first game. Salvage mission is the scenario. And I'll get back to the chat here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Looks like I'm coming through pretty clearly. I'm using my old Google Pixel headphones here for the microphone. Actually impressed with the quality of the sound coming from these. When I was doing a sound test earlier, I was a little surprised. I was like, oh, these don't sound terrible. Like other, AirPods, for example, sound horrible. And it only sounds horrible when you're using both the built-in microphone and speakers in one. If you're just using one for one purpose, they sound a lot better. But as soon as you use it for both, it compresses drastically. Yeah, we get spoiled, but I definitely miss my rig when I'm here, but this is pretty good. The gaming laptop I use is for our in-person streams is what I'm using for this. It is more than capable of handling most of what I throw at it. So it's just hard not having my main monitors and my microphone and my Lego sets behind me and all that stuff, and a dice cam. That's the main thing, is we will not have a dice cam. They'll just be rolling dice at the bottom of the board for us. So it looks like we're kind of threading through the middle there. We got Karsabi and Scimitar 1. I'm actually going to zoom in for us a little bit. It's like we can afford to do that. Go up a little. Actually, zoom out one more. There we go. There we go. And let's center it a little bit more. Perfect. Control 1 to save, and then let's do our top down again. To Control 2. Awesome. There we go. That's a little bit better. Why are you in California? Well, I'm from California. If you guys are wondering, oh, well, how are you? Are you a faker? Are you in a Chicago fake? So I was born in California, but my grandparents on both sides of my family lived in Chicago during their younger lives. My grandfather on my dad's side was a resident surgeon, did his residency in Chicago, and then moved to Washington. And then my mom's parents emigrated from Argentina and lived in Chicago in their early 20s, I think late teens to early 20s. They were sponsored and given citizenship that way. The old days when you could be sponsored to be a citizen, and now it's impossible. Almost. Look at this setup, though. This is going to be an interesting engagement. Mao's is going for that outmaneuver. It's going to be tough to ignore Mao's. You also have those ships coming through the middle. Karsabi's going to try to sweep down and maybe bank. ZZ does boost. We'll see if that ends up being in range. But yeah, anyways, so you're wondering why I'm here. I'm just giving you a backstory about all my family. The answer to that question is that I am here because my mom and my brother have birthdays on back-to-back days on Wednesday and Thursday. And so I decided to surprise them for their birthday and fly over here for a week. And that's that. SL Karsabi from Chicago and California. How about that hit crit at range 3 to Mouse? And Mouse is going to have to spend both. All the evades, though, I mean, it's pretty much impossible. So that's like one of the worst possible rolls Mouse could have rolled and still not taking any damage. Has a calculate token back, but 3 dice here back into its ZZ from Mouse. And Mouse going to roll just a crit. No escape or anything like that, and ZZ is going to be fine. Not a lot of evades on those 8 defense dice so far. So Chris just conveniently ignoring what I just said about how both sides of my family lived in Chicago and raised part of my family while they lived in Chicago. Or he's trolling me, which is probably both. Mr. Buffalo Wild Wings fan. Also, earlier in the NCX chat, apparently just a hateful conversation about Corona. I don't like Corona Light, but I find Corona beer to be perfectly acceptable beer. But apparently a lot of people hate it. And I was like, oh, that's, not surprising. There's a lot of haters. Y'all are a bunch of haters. I'm going to move the overlay over and darken it a little bit so you guys can see the overlay a little bit more clearly. Hopefully that helps. Hello, community. Hello, everybody. Again, welcome. Did you guys know that we hit 1,200 followers while I was not streaming? So that's a huge milestone for us. I think it is personally. That we started our first year, we celebrated 100 followers, and we've gained 1,100 the last couple of years. And we also hit a big milestone on Patreon. We had 50 members in our Patreon. So if you guys want to check that out, we've got our custom Dirge and Lee Mackay's coming out later this month, already ordered. And then some of those beautiful new SLs from XWA will be doing alt arts for a few of those. And we're looking into bases as well. So just, if you get that stuff from us, if you're a patron, pretty dope. Yeah, I'm also not a big beer guy, but I find the taste of Coronas to be fairly refreshing on like a hot day. And I'm someone who's had like old style beer from Chicago. It's terrible. I hate IPAs. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. St. Patrick's Day weekend is this weekend. I'm going to buy some Guinness for us to celebrate that. Typically don't actually celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but it sounds like fun. On a beach day. There you go. Attaboy, Jorge. I agree with that. I enjoy red beer, but the peeing is eh. I enjoy the peeing. Why? So you say I actually like the taste of Guinness, not gonna lie. You say that like that's like some sort of like unpopular opinion. Dude, it's Guinness. What are you talking about? It's Guinness, like everybody. It's Guinness. Am I missing something? Do people like hate Guinness now? Oh, I see. I thought you were trying to say like, well, believe it or not, Guinness isn't that bad. You guys. So it looks like Karsabi is going to get blocked by Merle, which Merle's ability will proc there, right? Because of the bullseye in Karsabi's bullseye. Scimitar 1's going to Proton Torpedo Merle, though. But that's a self-bump. So we're causing some bumperooskies, and that is no damage to Magnetolvin, but no actions, no coordinates. And here comes Mao, really just banking in hard here. We'll see if we end up doing... Also, I talked earlier about doing a focus link roller boost. Stupid. You can't do that with sensitive controls. So, someone on YouTube will comment. They will not get to this point in the video. Of course, they'll comment as soon as they hear them. Be like, well, Mouse can't do that. But they cannot. That is correct. You are correct. You win the internet. Goran taking a crate. Seems good. So again, this is a big matchup here between these two teams as it is the first of the series. This is a best of 5. All of them are best of 5s, just like the regular season. This is week 1 of 3 to determine the champion. We just had a wild card round last week. Both the Cobras and the Down Unders moved on. Early exits for Seven Suns and Eurotrash. Eurotrash had a really good season. None of them expected to make the playoffs. They just kind of won a bunch of games in a row to end the season and snuck in there. 5-3 record, quite good. And we're doing a little shoot pass and a little focus rotate. And Poe doing Poe things, giving Zori the double action. Poe's going to barrel roll so he can get that bullseye. I'm wondering why he needed to close his wings to do that. I think it's just so he could use Predator. That makes sense because he doesn't have a lock. And Zori loses the lock. Very annoying. Goran using that ability to a full effect. All right, so looks like range 2, just by a hair, from Poe into Karsabi, and he rolls Natty's triple hits. At least one going through on Karsabi. Karsabi, of course, rolls the Natty evades. Doesn't have to use that evade. Seems good. Nice defensive start here for Nafties. And now Zori Bliss with a 2-dice banger for just 1. Did Karsabi roll too many dice earlier because of? Oh no, I think it was range 3 and then Merle's the Merle effect. And wow, hit crit into Mal rolling 2 dice. Oh shoot, nice. It was Starboard Slash is what's triggered there. So Mao takes that shield. Nice to blink off that damage early, get the shield down. Now just a normal interceptor, huh? All right, Goran with an unmodded shot. We're going to go range 3 downtown. Makes sense. We want to give that target lock to Scimitar for the double modded Proton Torpedo. And did the hot dice continue? Not for this one. 1 hit. Merle, going to roll an evade. We're going to be okay. This is round 2, not round 1 anymore. Come on, who's keeping score? Not paying attention. All right, Karsabi now with the 4 dice shot. Is this the? I wonder which charge this is. This is one of those special saturation rocket charges, and that's going to be 3 shields into Zori Bliss here. Wartime loadout. You got all that health though. And then we're gonna do the bonus attack. Nope, Scimitar 1 first. Yeah, that's gonna be a nasty shot. Scimitar 1 with a Proton Torpedo, double modded into Zori. Zori still has 6 health, but my goodness, has a focus out there as well. A full string, it's going to be hitting 3 crits, just no big deal. Can you roll some paint? Does, and takes hit crit though. So into the hole. I'm going to find out what the crit is. The crit is going to be a loose stabilizer. Good start here for Nafties. And Magna does reach out and clip Zori. And rolls hit crit. Zori will take 1 more. That is an ion cannon shot, hence the 3 dice. And now Mao's gonna shoot Nimi. And just 1, Nimi. No heroic. Nimi takes a shield. Nimi yet to shoot though. Can you get lucky shooting into Mao here? You do have Nimi's ability. HLC as well. This is actually kind of a scary shot here. All right, Nemi using the ability. That's going to be 4 hits, and that is going to be a dead Mao. Takes 3, and that's huge. That is a huge kill for the Cobras. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood, says Nemi Shireen. And down goes a 4-point threatening outmaneuver piece. And now Merle Cobbin gets to take a shot here to end this round. So, quite a round, honestly. Saturation rockets. To me, saturation rockets are the offspring of cluster missiles and proton torpedoes, not multi-missile pods. Although, in terms of multi-missile pods, like letting you add dice and stuff, yes, I get it. I understand why you're making that reference. Yeah, that was a huge kill, and that HLC just money. 1 crit here and evades, so nothing into Karsabi. For crates, it's 1 point for Nafties. And we are going to round 3. Now, guys, I want to show you really quick. Let's head over here to our bracket view. You guys can see how the playoffs are going to shake out. This is week 2. On the left side is our current matchup, this series between Nafties, the home team, versus the Cobras. That they won their wildcard series for the South Side Conference. Whoever wins this series, again, best of 5, will play Psychedelic Pina Jam, the number 1 seed in their conference, division winner, number 1 seed overall of the 2 division winners. And they won the championship last season, so looking to do a repeat. What's nice about having the best record in your conference is that you get a double bye. You don't have to worry about the wild card, and then the first round of the bracket, you do not have to play. So both Tom's Wankers, who finished number 1 overall in the league, and Psychedelic Pina Jam get to scout out and sit out for a little bit. The final championship series is going to be the first week of April after Adepticon. You have that series on the right between Pork Patrol and Down Unders, which is going to get started soon as well. So what's really cool about this this bracket is the time zones are all represented here. You got, well, not all the time zones, but Australia with the Down Unders. Tom's Wankers are all across the pond. Then we've got people on the Pacific Coast. We got people from all over on the Cobras. And Pork Patrol in Europe, they're all European. Except for a couple. They're indies. Ratchet and FaZe, I believe, are in America, North America. I think Ratchet is in Canada. So, super cool. I actually love that. I love how this league turned out. I hope y'all who played in it and watched had fun. And we got so much content this season for our YouTube channel. I think by the end of this, we'll have like 50, almost 50 videos in that playlist. So if you do exclamation point, yeah, I would definitely rather be from Canada these days, right? It's what YouTube, if you guys want to check out our channel, we have so many replays of X-Wing games. So if you guys like getting your X-Wing fix and like hearing some subpar and random commentary from your boy, you can go there and watch some games. I was worried the game was over already. No, 4-1 final. Yeah. So if in case you missed it, Zori getting tagged quite a bit, down to just 2 hull, but in exchange, Mao's Monair dies to an HLC shot from Nemi. Money, 4 hits, Mao with an evade, rolling 2 blanks and an eyeball, and dies. So that is a big 4 points struck for the Cobras. The challenge now is going to be, who's your next target? I think Scimitar 1 makes sense if Nemi kind of banks in. Poe, going to try to get up in there, although you got to be worried about Karsabi is going to move before your I-5, I-6, so just don't want to self-bump yourself. Self-bump yourself. Yeah, but, don't make me say it. Just don't make me talk about Cost of living is hard everywhere, though. It is not a good time to be paying for living. You know, check yourself before you bump yourself. That is really good advice. I mean, guys, the feeling of getting 4 paint on your HLC or 5 paint on your Procket or 4 paint from, gosh, what's the other gun I was thinking of? Oh, your proton cannon is just an unmatched, euphoric experience. It's just such a great experience. All right, so here we go. Merle doing a hard turn and grabbing a crate and going to try to get out of dodge for next turn. Harsabi, I would imagine. Zori dialed in. Like a 2 straight, maybe, right? You'd think. You have a loose stabilizer. Got to be careful of that. And if you do the 2 straight, it might clear between the. I'm not sure. Let me zoom in here really quick and see you. It looks like it would. You'd have room. Goran going that way. So Goran is still in range of the ships he needs to be in range of, but he won't be in range of Karsabi, I don't think. We'll see. And, is it time to do a... Well, yeah, you have your turret out the back right now is the only thing. Does that strain Goran, though? No, right? I don't think so. Really, so I think as is, you have your arc where it needs to be, and you were going to target lock rotate. Okay. And you're going to throw it onto Scimitar 1. It would be obstructed. Nice. So, yeah, Zori does clear between the two. And I guess you red focus, huh? That's going to be several shots in a Scimitar 1, though, guys. That's a lot of shots in a Scimitar 1. Oh, does not bump. And we'll have... His wings are now open. And he used his ability... I think his ability already, right? Last turn? Did he? I don't think he did. He must have. No, he hasn't used his ability yet, so I assume he's gonna... Oh, he had locked. Okay. And yeah, that's what the unfortunate thing, I guess, quote unquote unfortunate. Harsabi is in, it looks like. Good for Poe, though, is that he does have a... He's got Predator. We'll see what happens. So 3 dice into Scimitar 1, and oh boy, spend the focus that is hit, crit. Is he spending the focus? You gotta do it, man. Do it. Go for it. He's worried about the Proton Torpedo and Magnetolvan and Scimitar 1. I totally understand. He's going to re-roll 1 for hit crit and leave it. Oh, boy. And unfortunately, Scimitar 1 just spends an evade. Would have gotten the crit through. Those crits is what... That's what you need. All right, now maybe try to ionize Scimitar 1. You have your ion missile. It's going to be... Oh, he's just doing a primary. Hit crit. No, just a crit. Sorry. Not spending the lock. Oh, he would remove the lock. That's why he can't fire an ion missile. You roll natty evades, you're fine. I thought Poe had taken a lock on Scimitar when he pulled that off. It was ZZ's lock that was taken away. Now range 1 into Scimitar 1 from Zori, and you haven't done any damage yet, which really sucks for resistance. But you do get 3 there. Scimitar 1 will take 2. Nimi will have a shot. Merle will have a shot on Scimitar. So I think you're willing to make that trade. I mean, I would be. So here's Karsabi going range 1, doing that another 4 dice shot because of the saturation rockets. Poe did keep his focus. I understand now why he did. Only 2. Not best. Poe gets natty, evades. Look at that. Look at Poe. Didn't even need to use that focus. Scimitar 1 gets the lock. Moves it over to Poe, though. That's interesting. So ZZ could live. He's going to shoot the proton torpedo at Poe. This is his last protorp. And pretty good. Spend the lock. Get that 4th result. Can he get it? You can. Hit 3 hits and 1 crit. Poe hoping to just take some on the shields. Spend the focus and take 3. Magna. You have a range 0 shot into Zori, who I think did spend the focus. It's tough because you're not going to kill Poe here. You are going to shoot range 0 at Zori. You desperately need to paint. You need some RNG on your side here. Can we get it? 3 dice? Isn't that range 0? Blanks out. Oh, how'd you blank out? Wait, I'm confused. No, it must have shot at Poe. That must have been a shot at Poe. And now this is into Scimitar 1. Oh, Nimi, not very happy about the 2 blanks. For 2. Scimitar 1 is going to spend the focus and take nothing. Maybe Merle can get a couple damage in. It doesn't look like anything's going to die here. Merle, at the back, range 1. No mods because it took the crate. Rolls hit crit, though. That's not bad. Can you get something in? Yes, you take a crit. Scimitar 1 down to half damage. It's a damage sensor array. I don't know if that's particularly a big deal after spending the 2 proton torpedo charges, but it is limiting. Can't grab a crate. And it is 5-2. I don't believe Tyler has added his point. There it is. Heading into the 4th round. How do you guys feel about what we're looking at right now? I think we're expecting a bomb drop, an ion bomb drop from Scimitar 1, especially because Empire is going all the opposite direction. Resistance heading towards what would be the ion bomb. Does ZZ care about being ionized, though? I mean, if you target lock, you do, but you just don't lock. Nimi. And I think Nimi does Nimi too hard, or does Nimi go fast? Does Nimi do like a 4 straight? Because Goran is pretty much limited. He won't be able to really do much for his friendlies this turn either. So this is interesting first game here. Score aside, though, folks, if I were to choose who I think is going to win this game, from what I've seen so far, I think Cobras win this game. I think Zori still being on the board right now without really much to deal with this next turn is a really big loss. It actually feels a lot. It's actually a lot bigger than it feels right now. Still could take out Zori with Goran maybe, but I think Zori's going to go fast enough that that's not going to be a factor. So, and you also don't have K turns on the Starwing dial. You could see a 5K from the bomber. Actually, don't hate the 5K. I think that makes sense. I agree that the ion bomb will be tough, but I also don't know how terrible it is. It slows down the A-wing, and it's Zori, right? Slows down the A-wing. The ion bomb could ionize Zori, and then Zori's like, oh no, I'm ionized, heading towards the opposite direction of where everyone else is going. And at the very least, for Tyler, for Teddy Brosevelt that forces Andrew to have to dedicate his resources into shooting something he should have been able to take off the board this turn. I don't know if I'd call the shot into Poe greedy because I understand what, like, you have an opportunity to get a 5-point I6 off the board, but he didn't actually think he was going to kill him, did he? Especially when Poe kept his focus and has heroic. Did Gordon shoot? He didn't have a shot, I don't think. Let's take a look at where that firing arc ended up. He did not have a shot. They checked earlier. They checked it. Make sure you guys sign up for the Conquest series because the Windy City Conquest is almost sold out. We actually added spots to try to get more players to accommodate more players. So scan that QR code, y'all. Windy City Conquest, April 19th. It's coming up right after Worlds. And guess what, guys? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The new content, the XWA SLs, will be legal and available by then. So, just saying. It's going to be awesome. I'm gonna plug my global all year tournament series. Are you kidding me? Who else is doing that? Anybody? Name one besides Nicholas Dashwood Sperry. All right. We are moving and grooving as Merle doing that hard turn. Karsabi doing the slam. Remember, he can remove the disarm for a strain. Is he out of saturation rockets though? No, he has 2. Oh, that's right. They're recurring. Oh my god, it's so good. Scimitar 1 clearing damaged sensor array. So Magna coordinating there with squad leader, taking a focus or an evade. Goran bumps, yeah. I do like that though, the block and then you grab a crate as well. Saturation rockets don't require anything. You just get you just get to shoot extra dice. The fact that you don't even need like a focus. No, you know you're gonna get hit by that ion bomb. There's nothing you can do about it. Just looking at what Karsabi's looking at Karsabi right now. 5-2 Cobras. But 4 points of Zori out there for Nafties to score here for the captain to get back. So no shots from anybody. Wow. Did focus though. Didn't repair loose stabilizer. And Poe. Poe turning towards Karsabi. I would imagine Scimitar 1 is going to probably take a box next turn. Unless Zori finds a way to kill Scimitar 1. There are 2 shots, the same with ZZ. 2 shots into Scimitar, so. He's going to take a lock, but is that Iron Bomb close to Poe? I don't think he's going to. Oh, he could get hit by that. I don't know. It can't be range 1, right? See if they remember the Iron Bomb. Oh, it does hit Poe. He's going to lose his lock. Sad face. All right, so it hits 3 resistance ships. A good drop there from Scimitar 1. So Poe with a just single modded shot. And also, we know where he's going next turn. Poe spending for 2 hits and 2 crits. Karsabi gonna have to spend the focus, and just takes 2 shields. Good roll there, defense. But down to 4. This is a 5-point Star Wing, not the 3-pointer. Now range 2 dorsal into Scimitar 1. Zori gets hit crit. Is an evade out there. Scimitar rolls 1 evade spend. Nothing. But now ZZ range 2 into Scimitar 1. And you optics for hit crit. Scimitar 1. Taking hit crit. Crit is a damage sensor array again. Okay. Down to 1 though. Why does their game have 5-1 when it's what? It is 5-2. Yeah, I just didn't add the point because Goran has had 2 objectives. Nimi takes 1. Ouch. Goran just rolling natty evades. Range 0 feels bad. And by 1, I mean 1 damage card. Now we're gonna go with the nonsense saturation rocket. Karsabi should have only rolled 1 defense die. Why? Because of Merle? Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Hey guys, should Karsabi have rolled 2 defense dice or just 1 because of the bullseye? Yeah, he already rolled the die, so yeah, yeah, you have a focus though, yeah. Make sure you get that back. Oh, all right. Okay, thanks. Sorry, guys. Wow, so that's a lot more damage. So good catch there by the captain. So yeah, Merle's ability in regards to other enemy ships having him in bullseye for the ability to reduce the agility, not him needing bullseye. Whose shot was this? I don't know. Oh my gosh, 2 crits though. Goran hoping to roll a couple paint and is going to, and roll 2 evades and you're fine. No box drop there. Now Merle gonna shoot into Karsabi. This is the hope that you can take him off the board, and that is a full string. That will kill Lieutenant Karsabi. 1 more, 2 more go through. And this is looking very good for the Cobras. 5 more points. It is 12-2 with 4 points of Scimitar 1 waiting out there in the wild. So that Ion, a little inconvenient, but not drastically terrible considering where everybody is for the Empire. Magna is stressed, cannot K-turn. Scimitar 1 could, but not really going to be threatening anybody. Gorn is the only one that could come in and try to get some damage in, as it is. I think everyone is shot now. Nimi still has a box, and so does Merle. So it is going to be 12. It's going to be 14 to 3. 14 to 3. Tyler saying, I'm probably not going to win this game. I haven't really been playing much. Played twice in the past month, he said, as he takes a giant swig of Corona and proceeds to just get a lot of points. Game's not over, but he's in a really good spot right now. I said 14 to 3. I think I'm wrong. I think it's 12 to 3 is what the overlay has. Yeah, correct. He scored 7 that turn. So my apologies. It is 12 to 3. Still four-time multiple, but not 14. So ignore me. It's what you guys do best anyways. So Poe's ionized. I feel like Poe's probably going to be doing I think a one bank right would make sense because he could always grab a box the next turn. I don't know. Can you fit a one bank either direction for ZZ? You're going to try to one bank right, I would assume. Zori will try to one straight. Essentially, when Scimitar 1 goes down, that'll be game. I think if the objective points kind of hold. So, really well played by Teddy here. Chat became awfully quiet after the Merle Gate was called. Y'all still with me? Y'all still here? Can you hear me? Ooh, that's kind of a gross talon roll. Right in front of a debris. I don't think I've ever seen Oehler get dismantled like this. Well, things have just... it turns out when you're facing off against a Goron list, if you have other ways to modify your dice and you just don't roll a lot of blanks, good things can happen. I also just don't think anyone's really been getting dice that hard. I mean, that mouse shot was unfortunate. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, he took a damage in the first engage, and then 3 dice and evade. You know, sometimes you're not going to roll an evade on 3 dice. It's just unfortunate. But he didn't blank out. He did roll like 1 eyeball. Ooh, Goran though. Goran's going to focus up. Nimi has an ability, but it's to change a blank to an eyeball, right? So it's not going to... You will get to HLC, though, into Goran, it looks like. And a self-bump is on... Let's see. So no loose stabilizer will proc here, but you will take a damage. Down to 1. Zori Bliss. I think this is the only way the bank fits for ZZ, by the way. Yeah. Scimitar 1 will get an evade from Goran, but did do a reload. Oh, just focuses. Goran's ability here. Evade. 2 Scimitar 1. Does Goran have ZZ? No. Or Zori, rather. Alright, so Zori Bliss is going to shoot range 2 unobstructed. Wow. Into Scimitar. And he gets natties. Oh my god. Scimitar 1. Natty evades. There you go. Not having to spend the evade on that shot was just absolutely massive. And now this is obstructed for 2. Scimitar 1 needs an evade naturally. Does get it. Gets 2. Is fine. Let's get a focus back because it is ZZ after all. Poe does have 4 left, range 3. You could shoot range 1 at ZZ, who has a focus. You cannot shoot at Zori. We're going to shoot at Poe downtown. So it's going to be 3 on 3 here. Just one. Oof. Poe is going to spend the focus and shrug it off. And now I think you have to shoot at Scimitar 1 here, right? Oh, you don't. I don't think you get Bullseye there anyways. You don't. So I think that makes your choice easier. Range 3 unobstructed into Scimitar. Yep. Hope for some magic. 3 on 3. You need at least 2 to feel like you could do it. And just, hit crit, hit crit. Need an evade naturally, gets it, spend the evade, you're fine. Woo! Nothing for Merle there. And it's 14-2. So at this point, your lead is so massive. 14-3. Your lead is so massive that I don't, like... I don't even know. Can ZZ... No. Who's 1 hard is going to hit the rock, so no. You can 1 hard left, though, and focus rotate to get a shot into Scimitar 1. In terms of the X-Wing, though, this is where it's a bit awkward, because I don't think I like anywhere you can go here. Merle probably doing like a 2 hard. I think Poe grabs a crate as well. Especially if you might lose Nimi / drop the crate with Nimi. There is a world, though, where 8 points are scored by Oehler, and it would get him right back into the game at 14-11. But that's before objectives are scored, so still be down by a handful. Again, if you guys are just like joining before the beginning of the stream, I am streaming from my laptop in California. So if I sound a little different, I'm not using my gear. I don't have my rig. I don't have my desktop. Just doing it from a laptop. So no camera, old school, no dice cam. Good enough is what we call this. Thanks for being here. And exciting to get 1,200 followers. Appreciate it, guys. Cheers. To many more. 1,200 more. 12,000, 12 million more. All right, here we go with Road. Road it up. Oehler will be first player as we go to the 5th round. Gonna unfollow just because of that. You can unfollow when you win a game, is what you can do. And if honestly, man, if that's not motivation, if that is not motivation to win, I don't know what is. You would be free. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Sam, in a couple of weeks, dude. It's gonna be a good time. Fun's gonna be had. That Airbnb is gonna be popping. Yeah, winning every road roll. I mean, how much initiative overlap is there, though? Merle's initiative 1. There's no initiative 3s. So I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Nimi's a 2? Do you grab a crate here? Yes. That was Sloop from Gorin. I see. Pretty good. So you're trying to get rid of a Y-Wing here. Oh my god. Was that on purpose? Did he misdial? Maybe that's all a part of the plan, but a shield down after hitting the rock. I mean, you're not getting shot at, so cool. Just focus there for Zori. But we're rocking ourselves a couple times here. Did we take another damage on Nimi? We did. So, unfortunate. I don't know if he knew that it wasn't going to fit, but it, definitely didn't fit. All right, so evade goes to from Goran goes to Scimitar 1. Range 2 obstructed. I mean, these shots just don't. You have to, yeah, you're not gonna. You need to blank out, and even then, the evade gets spent, and you're fine. Range 3 into Zori Bliss, who is down to 1 hull. 2 dice with a focus, though, for Zori. And that could do it, too. Zori needs some paint. Zori gets some paint. Spend the focus. Oh, my gosh. She lives. The woman who lived. Range 1 from Nimi. This is a primary. Oh, my God. Hit, crit. And that's going to definitely drop the box. Nimi will die. And that is 4 points for Nafties. Andrew clawing back here a little bit, getting a few points, up to 7, 14-7. Now his opponent only has double his score. That box will be dropped. Now I just don't know how you get Scimitar 1. I guess Merle and ZZ would be enough. But, here's a downtown obstructed range 3 shot. 2 dice from Merle. That's not gonna do it. And plenty of paint. But it is 16-9. Lots of time left, but is there enough rounds left here? Enough points left? So essentially, you've got a 1-hull Scimitar 1 as your win condition here, keeping Scimitar 1 alive. Zori still has the loose stabilizer, so it's going to need to go real fast. Goran's probably going to get Zori here, which will get Oehler up to 13, and all of a sudden it's 16-13. Super fun. But ZZ's going to try to end this game. Slam that door, ZZ. Come on. Guaranteed points to be scored this round. Looks like Poe, Goran, and Magna are all going to score points. Merle, I don't think would drop the crate. We'll see. One of these shots from Goran or Scimitar has to go into Zori. Here we go. Round 7. Which is 7 in Espanol. Ion Bomb. So, I mean, Scimitar took a beating early, but has stuck around and he's gotten all the value out of Scimitar. I think a full string both times. Both charges for the ability. Fired 2 proton torpedoes, recovered a charge, and dropped both ion bombs. And that is real bad for Scimitar because of the bullseye there. Looks like Merle did catch the bullseye of Scimitar 1. Absolutely. That is 1 less defense dice. Ooh, 4 straight right in front of the debris. Just got to get as close as you possibly can, though. I get it. Get the focus. Sorry, you can't ever lock Scimitar because of Goran, so you just focus. You just keep focusing. And this is where you do the focus. No, he's not even gonna boost. He's just gonna sit there. What? Why not boost? You can't boost? Why wouldn't you boost? Why wouldn't he want to get into range 1? I don't understand. Can he not? Why wouldn't he be able to get into range 1? I guess mathematically it doesn't make. I mean, it doesn't matter. But if you whiff when you're, I guess with because of moral stability, it doesn't actually matter as much as I think it does. I'm over here overthinking things. Shocking. Magnus, fine. All right, so 2 shots, 3 shots. I'm gonna be going into Scimitar. And just 1, Scimitar 1 rolls a blank, has to spend the evade. Now range 2 into Scimitar. Scimitar does, he's checking for his ability for some reason. Not sure why. Optics for 2. And that will do it. That will be the game. 1 evade, but 1 into Scimitar 1 finishes the job. So now it's just how many points can both of these players score. To me, it's just the boost. I think just made sense only because like you get out of a shot, you get closer. It's just more dice. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It did not end up mattering. It's all good. And that's going to be enough for Zori to finally die. Oh my god. And now you got your little hand cannon shot into... It was a primary, I guess. Primary. For a whiff. That's the second time we've whiffed with Magnetolvin, which is unfortunate. And so the final score ends up being 22-15. So Oehler doing a good job of scoring a bunch of points the last 2 rounds here, but the Cobras do pull out their first victory. So Tyler coming in and getting the job done for his team. 2 more wins, and they will advance to face against Psychedelic Pedia Jam. But plenty of game left in this series.